then followed by Wakari, then Soroti City. We okay? Then we will have market vendors as well. We might have market vendors. So in this line, we will have one representing the market vendors. Then after, we will give, if what leaders have not talked about, we'll have line of talk. As they might be asking, might be adding some background. Out here will be looking and see how we can reply to them or tell them what we talk about. Thank you very much. Soroti City. Soroti Association.
Briefly about Uganda. In 2024, around November, I got a communication from one of the colleagues who was inquiring about the traders of Soroti. How many people don't understand this? John, are you okay with that? Okay, fine. So in November 2024, I got a communication from Kampala. How my number reached there, I don't know. But I just suspected since I joined this provision message. Since I joined, I think that's getting out of the language there. They called me that they were told me one of the traders in Soroti. I said, it's true, I'm one of the traders. So they said, do you have an association? I said, yes, we have associations, not just one. We are organizing a workshop, a one-day workshop here in Kwani Video, and we are inviting all traders all over the country to come. We expect the president to be our chief guest. So I responded to the call, and they invited me to go with the female person. So I don't know how to also the female person. They now just gave me the contact. That when I come in from Soroti, come together with Maria. I think she has stepped down a bit. So we went to Kampala, we had a meeting. In that meeting, the president didn't attend, but the president sent the Minister of Finance, Masiaka Saida, and also the State Minister of Trade, who didn't attend, but sent his commissioner, and the state also sent to Brigadier, what was that? There was a general consent from the state house. He's in charge and for the president. Yes. Brigadier? It's okay, yes. So those are the officials who were there with us, but other people from the Uganda Revenue. So they told us why they have told us that we are here to form a national association that is going to represent all the traders in the country. We are aware that some other agencies, some other associations, and organizations all over the country that is doing the traders and each city, each district. But we want to form one umbrella association that is going to represent all the associations in the country. Such that if there is any problem, if there is any challenge that you cannot solve as an association, then that association will talk about the umbrella association, which is Uganda National Traders Alliance, should be in position to answer and give you feedback. If UNATA cannot give us the solutions that we expect, then they should be able to connect us either to the line ministers or to the president. So that is the brief we got from there. So we now submitted to elections, and in elections we elected Mr. Bekokode Ebizibu as the president of the Uganda National Traders Alliance.
I would want to write on the protocol, and if I follow the protocol built here, Madam Speaker, who is standing in for the mayor of this city, takes precedence as the needy guest in this house. Our President Yunaka and your executive fellow traders. As As the UNATA, today we are in Soroti. We arrived in this city 2 days ago. And while we were here, we came this time, although some of us have not been our first time to be here, but particularly on this event, we were here on the vision of UNATA. And most of us, we are going to ask ourselves questions: what is UNATA? Why at this particular period we are here? Why didn't we come before? Why are we coming now?
Consultative meeting. We are meeting our fellow traders from different areas, from different cities, and of course we discuss with them. We find their challenges. We're talking about the challenges affecting traders. What are the challenges affecting traders from Soroti? We started last week from Kasese last week on Tuesday. We discussed with the people from there. We discussed with the people from Masaka again last week on Wednesday.
Uganda now, if you want to be successful in anything, whether the government program, it's better to be in the team. And I want to thank you so very much that you are already in the teams, and those teams are the ones that can attract the aid in terms of grants, in terms of donations. But I also want to re-echo to the town clerk. You know, I trust the town clerk so very much with the information that he has given you, that is aware that the market vendors need an association and election has to take place first in the market.
But with the coming up of the UNATA, I thank God that we are getting back to life. Members present here, by the time we formed this session, we had a lot of things that we thought about to discuss and present them forward. But highlighted by the CEO, were cut short because we didn't have a ladder to propel us up to have these issues addressed. But today, I think now we're having a ladder that is able to make us these issues addressed up there. At the time when we formed this session in November 2004, among the issues that we had were high transport costs at that time, which I think are still prevalent up to date. 2, we had high taxes, which were not explained to us as traders. High and double taxes, like CEO you emphasized here. So the government comes in, whoever comes in, the same person. 3, at that time, up till now, we have high interest rates by banks. And it has gone worse now again with money lenders and bringing us down with DSLs, where you go to borrow 20%, 15%, and all that. And that breaks, that monthly by the way, and that breaks a businessman. So, President and members present.
The issue of rates. The issue of rates in Soroti Bay market. Sometimes they look at your face. They can judge that. See this one here, give us 40. But then the other one, they say that no, give us 200,000. Here, a section of vendors have written their complaint, and it was received by Council Central Registry Soroti City. And this complaint, let me read it. The vendors in Soroti Central Market, first floor A, formally lodged a complaint on the above subject. As you are very aware that One, our businesses are clearly classified under textiles, to which we separate boutiques, art and crafts, and saloon businesses. We were given these spaces because they were not enough to accommodate all of us. Two, the scope serves to notify you of the high tax rates that have been imposed on local spaces that we currently occupy. The same charges are on high end and are not favorable for the kind of businesses that has been allocated to us.
The other was on environment or health, the use of packaging, the cavera, the polythene bags, which are unsustainable, which is harmful to the human beings, livestock, water, and environment. So we need some urgent response from the government, because the traders are using, if the traders can be put in part of this environmental policy, and they bring in a policy that helps to put in place to save our soils, livestock, and the environment.
We have friends whom we are living out in business, and they have taken over Uganda, and nobody is complaining about them, and yet they are killing other local businessmen like us who are Ugandans. We have these people called investors who are manufacturing things like sugar, salt, and other things that we use in Uganda now. These are the people who have made themselves into distributors. They are wholesalers, they are retailers, they are everywhere. And now the local business people are not able to stand this competition. It has become very, very difficult for a local person to do business. The side of hardware, these Indians still are the owners of these factories, and they have their people in every region. And you find that other local business people are not able to do that business. Many people have been in these businesses of hardware, and almost all of them have left. If you check all the shops around, you will only find Indians. If you talk to them, they will tell you the pricing. Even if you go to the factory, the price that the factory will tell you is the price that you'll find them retailing here in the local shops down in our communities.
I want to first guide that in Uganda, we have some Indians who are Ugandans, some of them who are Ugandans because they've been born here, and they have particulars for being a Ugandan. But we have seen in other areas, like where I was working, we had a factory for sugar. So once in a while we do a roundup, and you find that there are very many illegal Indians who are occupying work which was supposed to be done by the average Ugandans. And those people could never allow you to cross the gate because they knew what they were doing. However, I know they are going to take it up, and we also shall interest immigration to continue trying to study the credentials of the business community that we have in Soroti. And this is genuinely
members of the House, I don't have much to say, but I only want to mention something which may. But when I'm talking about this, you members don't look at me, and I will not leave my number to you. I am sure I'm going to give you good information, but don't. We are going back to the ground. I don't want to be misunderstood.
Yes, ma'am.
Town clerk, this one I'm not supposed to talk, it's supposed to be you. But I am sure you will talk about it. We have been battling with getting taxes in Western Division, where I was successfully got now the land title from the district, allowing us to do. Northern Bypass taxi terminal. And of course, you know, why I was mentioning that don't follow me, it's because I know the lockups are going to be created there. And I know most of you are going to begin following me. I will not be there.
Where will you go?
Now, the next thing is about, Mr. President, when the launch of the one nation lockups in the city this way, the commissioner asked us that please, they don't allow us each division to have a main market. Like this one, whereby the struggle is here. I look at the two ladies, they are in Badino. So we have that kind of one. That's why I was actually saying I can give you an excuse. I'm not supposed to talk about this. It's you supposed to talk about it. But we have that, you know it. So the main market can be there. That information, I had a few information that I went to the means of the programming before you meet what? The president. So now we in the Western Division, we have that plan to put up a main market. Like this one. It's not a market. Another market.
It's not a main market.
Another market. So it is all along the Lira Highway.
Countrywide, everywhere, all the cities in Uganda, what we are facing basically right now is the trade order. Trade order is the biggest problem in all cities of Uganda. And this one, I don't know how best can we do about it. Because we need to work in the same environment which every person can reach the other. I had even this complaint in Kampala, where it's sometimes the people of the shops had also to come out to go and sell. So this challenge, it cuts across, and as a union, we need to handle it as something which is very important. Somebody talked about the interest rate, but particularly I'm going to direct it to these money lenders. Right now, these money lenders are still charging people 20%. What is the official charge of interest rate which these people are mandated to give our people? If it is 20%, yet last time I had, it was supposed to be around 0.2%. But why are they continuing to cheat our people? Those are challenges which we have. We still have a lot with the water, high prices of water. When you hear these ladies in the market, of course markets use always water and power. They still high rate. To make an environment to be conducive, there should be something, we should bargain on that power so that we are able to access power to produce our products. Those ones who are in machines should have that cheap power. Right now when you're trying to load the power, there's a lot of challenges. Umeme. So that's a very biggest issue. Then water also is still high. Okay. So we should also look at all that as a team. Now there's a problem with the Market Act, which most people have not identified. That's why you'll hear those of Onyait will complain. I think when they were forming this Market Act, they never consulted the people who basically were supposed to. Some of us, the leaders. The Market Act only looks at the section head leadership, but does not compare to look at the general leadership. Of course, in the market, they only have that section of the side of the government, market administrator. But what about these others? So it is the union to talk about this. There should be inclusiveness in this. If the parliament can revise this law and make sure that they include every person, it is possible we can have a better leadership in that. But of course, as Onyait and me here, we cannot shout and change it. But when you use it as a union, we can champion and make sure that we achieve what we are. Finally, what happens to a business person who has been in business, but other factors, they can be natural or artificial. I want to give an example of Corona. Corona came and swept our businesses. Me personally, I had a school. But Corona swept my business. I am not now in business. So as a union, how do we back up such people who have been in business and who have what? Who have fallen because of those factors? I think we need also to assist, to share with the government, and government, if government can also still help such people, it can move on to support the business. Thank you so much. I have a lot, but
being done uniformly or according to the business someone has. Because in us, in the market there, we have been given uniform in our section. Whether you have business in the shop or you don't have, so the rate is the same, and it is 67,500. Then now this one goes to the town plan. Much as all has been said in the market, but also registration is not done, and even allocation is not done, and even the lockups are still locked. Now, we are failed to know because other vendors are in the spaces, but they are not registered. We don't know, are they going to register them or what is going to